Hello, Parham Academy. It's Mr. Suarez Mystery again, and welcome to today's assembly. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so you may have guessed from the beginning video that today's assembly is on Fairtrade, and especially Fairtrade Fortnight. Now that starts on the 22nd of February and runs to the 7th of March. Does anybody recognize the man that's on the screen? Yeah, that's right. It's Martin Luther King, and we had an assembly about him before half term. And he said, before you finish eating breakfast this morning, you've depended on more than half of the world. What do you think he means by that? What do you think he means that we've depended on half the world? What do you think he means by that? Well, I'm not saying that everyone has these items for breakfast, but a lot of us may have had these items before for our breakfast. Okay, so for example, bananas, do you know where they come from? They come from a country called Costa Rica. Okay, they don't only come from Costa Rica, but Costa Rica is one of the main suppliers of bananas, and they ship that all around the world for people to eat. What else comes from around the world? Coffee. Now, your adults at home might drink coffee. I know a lot of adults at school drink coffee. So coffee comes from another place in South America, and that is called Guatemala, or is it Central America? I'm not sure, but that's Guatemala. Coffee does come from there. And Belize, look at there. Belize produces lots of sugar, and we all eat sugary things every day, some of us, and then or some of you might have cut down on a sugar intake recently. I know I have. Okay, but sugar is in lots and lots of different food types and drinks. Okay, and look, South America, they are a really big producer of sultanas. Okay, I like having sultanas in my Weetabix. Well, sorry, India. India's a big supplier, manufactures, okay, lots of cotton. So your dinner table might have a cotton dinner cloth on top of the table, that might be made in India. So growing and making. So people all over People all over the world earn their living by growing food or making things to sell. So you can look there, we've got bananas. I think there's another type of fruit, or is it pepper? I'm not sure. You can see a lady working over there. Okay, looks like she's working really, really hard as well. And then shipping. So their food and products are shipped to other parts of the world and sold in shops. Many products in our supermarkets are made from things imported from less developed countries in Africa and Asia. For example, you've got bananas there, and you've got coffee. Selling. However, unless they are paid a fair price for what they have produced, they will not have enough money for food, schooling, medicine, or clothing. So the people that live in these countries produce all different types of food, and sometimes they don't get paid a fair price for what they produce. Okay. So how can fair trade help? Fair trade is about paying a fair price for things that we buy. This helps to improve the lives of families all over the world. And did you know fair trade helps over 1 million farmers and workers in 74 countries across the world? Fair trade produce. So these are some of the things that you can that are associated with fair trade. So we have like flowers, we've got, I think that's sugar. Well, what's that one there? Yeah, gold. What else have we got? Chocolate, bananas, and again, there's another picture of coffee. So how do you know if a product is fair trade? So if you went into a supermarket or any shop, okay, how do you know it's fair trade? So some of you might have seen this picture before or this logo before. So this is the Fairtrade logo. If this logo is on a product, it means it is Fairtrade. So, for example, only 1 in 3 bananas bought in the United Kingdom are Fairtrade. So it means if you go to a supermarket, you know, you can go to the supermarket and there'll be the banana stall, and you might see some Fairtrade bananas. They're in like a special kind of plastic packaging, and you'll see this sign on there. Okay. So how does Fairtrade help? The great things about choosing to buy Fairtrade items: workers receive better prices for crops so people can live better lives. Workers also have better working conditions. So, for example, if they're working in a certain place, there'll be better facilities for them to use so they can work in a more safe environment. And extra money goes into projects that help local community, such as bicycles to get to work or wells to provide water. You know, imagine if the teachers came to work and we didn't have things like clean water. You know, some of the people that are producing these goods for us don't have the access to clean water. So Fairtrade awareness. Fairtrade Fortnight aims to improve the banana industry to make sure that the people in the supply chain and the millions of struggling banana farmers and workers get a fair deal. How do people take part? By buying bananas and other products that have the Fairtrade symbol on them. If you do this, you know that a fair price has been paid to the workers. Fairtrade Day, World Fairtrade Day, is celebrated all over the world every year in May. Okay, so we might do this May. And how do people take part? By raising money to help this worthwhile cause. So time for reflection. So think about the workers who grow all the foods we like to eat. Do all of the workers get a fair price for the produce they grow? And would buying fair trade products help improve the lives of others? Okay. Now, this may mean that when you go shopping, okay, you might be able to go shopping with your parents. You might be on the lookout for that fair trade logo. You know, it's on lots and lots of different products. Okay. You might have to be like a treasure hunt and try and find that logo. And you might encourage your parents or carers, okay, to maybe buy those items because you know the people on the other side of the world who are producing these items will get a fair price for the food that they make. Okay, I'm going to show you a video now. It's about a lady from this country who travels to another country to see how chocolate is grown, okay, and what happens to make a nice cup of hot chocolate. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. So it's going to stop sharing this screen and share the other screen.
As well as finding out what life is like for the people who grow our food. I once heard a teacher tell us this Martin Luther King saying, "Before you finish eating your breakfast in the morning, you've depended on more than half the world." So you could have bananas from Colombia, nuts from Senegal, and orange juice from South Africa. I've never really thought much about where my food and clothes come from. I mean, it's just always been there, readily available in shops. I love hot chocolate. So do all my friends. I don't know anyone who doesn't like it. And it's not just hot chocolate that cocoa is used for. It's used to make many things, such as chocolate bars, ice cream, cakes, moisturizer, shower gel, and soap. But how do you get hot chocolate from a cocoa bean? To find out how hot chocolate's made, I'm heading to the Dominican Republic, an island in the Caribbean where cocoa beans are farmed. The Dominican Republic has about 10 million people living here. The average temperature is 26 degrees and 78.8 Fahrenheit. Its main language is Spanish. Hola! 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 Basilio works for Conocado, a Fairtrade cooperative of cocoa farms. A cooperative is where lots of farmers join together to help each other out.
Welcome to the Dominican Republic and Conocado. Come with me so I can show you around.
The first place Basilio took me to was a cocoa farm in Los Brazos, which is part of Conocado. Basilio told me that when the cocoa pod is ripe, it turns yellow and the farmer cuts it from the tree. I got to try out cutting the pod down from a tree. It was hard work. Yeah! The farmer cuts open the pod to get the cocoa beans inside. Smells fruity. Then the cocoa beans are fermented. Fermenting does a few things to them. It takes away any remaining pulp that may be stuck to the bean and kills any germs inside. There are 3 stages to fermenting the beans. At each stage, they are moved to a new wooden box to ferment. After this, the beans are dried on shelves with holes in them so the air can flow. They are moved around, which gives them a more chocolatey colour as well as a chocolatey flavour. They smelled much more like chocolate at this stage. And this is what cocoa looks like when it is sold to different companies across the world. It is put into bags and labelled, ready for a long journey across the world. Some companies make Fairtrade hot chocolate and Fairtrade chocolate ice cream with this cocoa. When they leave the Dominican Republic, the cocoa beans are shipped to factories in Europe, where they are turned into 3 products: liquid chocolate, cocoa butter, and cocoa powder. The cocoa powder is used to make my favourite drink, hot chocolate, as well as used for baking. When all products are ready, they are shipped to the UK to sell in shops. Whilst being here, I found out that the chocolate industry is worth a huge £4 billion. We get through roughly 660,000 tonnes of chocolate bars each year in the UK. This is the equivalent weight of nearly 4,000 blue whales. But cocoa farmers across the developing world, including farmers here in the Dominican Republic, are struggling as they live on very little money. When people struggle to live on very little money, it is known as poverty. If cocoa is worth so much, why are the people that are producing it living in poverty?
The traders who buy the cocoa and the chocolate companies who use it to make their products are much more powerful than the farmers. They control the prices and the demand. Companies are driven by profit, so they're keen to get the best deal they can for the cocoa they buy. And the farmer is the one that receives the least in the chain. Therefore, they will always be fighting against poverty.
Prices for goods like cocoa can rise and fall, making it difficult for farmers to plan because it's unpredictable. Cocoa farmers in the developing world struggle to survive against such odds. So no matter how hard they work, farmers might not even be able to afford basics. They have to cut back on things that matter. I wanted to find out the different ways Fairtrade can help farmers. So what are the benefits of Fairtrade? What is it like now for people?
So before Fairtrade, the farmers and producers didn't have any security in terms of the price and the sales of their cocoa and were struggling. But now it's more secure because there's a Fairtrade minimum price, which covers the cost of the production of the cocoa. And if the world market price is higher than the Fairtrade minimum price, the farmers also receive the higher price, so it is fair. This allows the farmers to plan ahead, make improvements. For example, in their personal lives, they can have better housing and the possibility to send their kids to school and universities, which wasn't always possible before.
This protection means they can have a stable income and plan for the future. What other benefits are there?
So farmers also receive a Fairtrade premium, which is a kind of community pot of money that allows the creation of community projects, such as the supply of water and electricity, the refurbishment of schools and community centers for everyone in the area. This not only makes the life of the farmer better, but also their families.
I decided to talk to cocoa farmers and their families at Conocado to ask them what life was like before they joined Fairtrade and whether it has made a difference to their lives. I met a farmer called Ambrosia who told me about what life was like before Fairtrade. How was it before you had Fairtrade?
If I started telling you, I will never finish. It was bad, really bad. We used to get paid very, very little. I had to go to take water on the back of a donkey. I could only take 2 containers at once, and by the time I wanted to wash the clothes, the children have already wasted their water, so I needed to go back again.
How has Fairtrade helped you?
We have water. We can now shower at any time, and we don't have to measure it. Before, it was only a few liters per person, but it is no longer the case, thanks to joining Conocado, as they have provided us with running water.
I also met Mariella, who is the daughter of a cocoa farmer. She told me how Fairtrade has affected her community.
Lack of running water made our community behind, as people had to go and collect water before going to work and school, which made them late. It was also hard for me, because when I was supposed to be doing my homework, I instead had to go and find water, because we didn't have it, and I had to go a very long way to get it, about 2 miles.
How has Fairtrade helped you and your family?
Fairtrade has helped us, because now we have things like running water, electricity, and the drainage system in our house.
It's easy to just see a shiny wrapper in the shops and not think too much about how it got to you. I know I need to think differently. People don't realise that there's a story behind everything we buy, everything that goes into your trolley. Now I'll remember when I'm going shopping that there's a country, a community and a family behind everything I buy.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. So I would like everyone in the next couple of weeks to try and buy something from Fairtrade. Okay, and let's see if we can make a difference to people on the other side of the world. Okay, hope you had a good time watching the assembly, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.